Hello there, and welcome to another episode of my Car Mechanic 2021 series. We're kind of doing a non-DLC cars, kind of like a filler thing between the DLC we just finished, which was the Hot Rod DLC, and the Pagani DLC, which we're going to be working on next. I picked an interesting car this time around. What we have here is a DC Typhoon, which basically is a Shelby Cobra. Or AC Cobra if you're outside the United States. And like I said, it's missing a few parts, but I think we can make her look nice again. It's gonna take a little bit of work. But yeah, we're only gonna have like one filler car this time between DLCs, if at all. Uh, Going from pretty much here on out. So, although the filler episodes I did before the Hot Rod one did reasonably well, and by the way, you guys are still killing it in terms of viewer count, or view count rather. uh, which I greatly appreciate, by the way. So, look at the numbers. Not the worst car we've seen, but still a pretty rough shape. So let's get the frame fixed first. Okay, that out of the way. The interior is 25%, so in fact, the interior is pretty much non-existent. Alright, let's get, if we can't get some of this ordered. Okay. Ooh, like that steering wheel. Okay. Back to assembly mode. Okay, interior is 100%. That was easy. Now we're going to focus on getting the body taken care of. So we already got the frame. So let's just go ahead and pull everything we can off of this. So get rid of the license plate. That's all part of the body. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, yeah, I think there's supposed to be like a front bumper there, but we'll catch it later. Nope. I hesitate that to even call that a door window. That one's flat out missing. So I'm just going to go ahead and nuke all of this because we're going to have to buy new for most of it anyway. And assemble. We need that. Both headlights. And the license plate I'm not going to mark because we usually get that one special anyway. Okay. Trunk. Taillight, rear bumper. All right, let's go get some parts. Excuse me. Okie dokie. I need a little bit of everything here. interesting looking front bumper. It's really just a couple little spiky bits. Brand new windshield. Right door. Left door. Door. Window. One for the right. Trunk. Okay, got the first of the taillights. Rear bumper, because why not? At least the car's small enough you could easily place everything. You kick me out of assembly mode. It's weird how the game does that. Okay. All our parts and everything but the plates. Let's get that next. There we go. New plates, custom plates, thank you. And we're just going to go with our standard one here. Okay. Body's now 100%. Let's get the wheels taken care of because I want to be able to have this thing rolling on its own. I may want to get these a little higher up in case I have to do suspension work. It looks like I do. At least for this side. Look like a huge amount. You're missing a bearing. We're gonna need to get that cap. Oh, too far. She's gonna need a lot more than that. Gonna need an end link. Oh god, she's gonna need a whole new assembly. Okay. Hang on. I have one here on the other side I can just mark. So we're gonna need 4 bushings and whole shock absorber assembly. Okay, let's get some parts ordered. We'll need that. That can go away because we just took care of that. Upper suspension arm. Bottom suspension arm. End link. And what else? We needed front spring. Front cap. which one of these it takes. This double wishbone shock absorber, so I think that generic one that we saw should work. See if we can't get this put back together here. Okay, good. All right, that's ready for a wheel. Okay. It's gonna need a little bit of work too. Gonna need, okay, it looks like everything else is there. We're just, looks like we're just missing the solid axle and the brake drum. Part. Those two are ready for tires now. We just need to get these off. We'll get it to paint. I just wanted it to be able to roll on its own inside the paint booth. That's probably going to be the next thing we do after we take care of the tires. They only have one tire size? Am I reading it wrong? I think I'm just reading it wrong. Yeah, 225 and 255. So we need... two of those. The same rim diameter, just not... same tire dimensions. Okay. Let's go rim shop first. Rim Typhoon 17s. Okay, now it's off to the tire shop. Okay, racing tire B, which both of these are race tire B. 225/65. Okay, let's verify that we did the right one here. 225/65 R17. Okay, so the good for those two. Now we need the other size. The 255/65. Two of those. I really double check that first, but that's all right. 255, 65, 55, 65, R17. Okay, looks like we're good on that too. And there's one. Two. It's number 3. And number 4. Okay, we want the 255s in the back. Okay. And that's the other 255. Oh, wait. Did this ass backwards, didn't we? I think we're alright. Let me double check here. That's a 255. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It defaulted me back there, and I was just like, wait a minute. Always want to double check. Just trust me, you mess this up, it'll let you know. As soon as you put it on the ground, it'll put it on blocks if you did it wrong. Oh, everything looks good. Get her over to paint, because I know everybody loves the blue color, but I don't. Let's find out what else we can do with this. Besides that. Nah, too gaudy. Want some color to it. That might work. Has this got any liveries on it? Should. That's an interesting color scheme. Let's keep looking. Yeah, no. No. Honestly, I'm kind of digging that. It's very loud. Yeah. Interesting combo. Get her back in the shop here. Oh, looking bad. Alright. Take a look around here. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have to drain fluids from everybody. This one's actually got parts on it. Or, not parts, but... This one actually has intact reservoirs. Rest we'll have to do from underneath. Actually had a good amount of oil in it. Nice. Alright, now we need to start unhooking things. Off goes the gearbox. We have exhaust manifold, and so we got the rear muffler. Oh, right, because these are... I forgot this one's like super short exhaust on this thing. Right. I might just go ahead and order those. We know those are performance parts, but since the exhaust is literally just a one piece, well, counting the manifold two piece, can't get much better than that. We just knock that out when we bring the engine back. Okay, so the engine should be free and clear. I have to bring the car back down to earth first. Before we get started, let's see what we can fix. Very nice. Yeah, she's in rough shape, but looks to be mostly part complete. So like I said, we're going to give it the standard treatment that we do on the show. We'll basically tear it down to the engine block, keep the engine block and the crankshaft, and then sell the rest and buy all new parts, and then try to fit as many performance parts in this thing as we can. Okay. Come on, get off there. Thank you. Oh, I'm just like completely spacing over the fact that there's one left. Alright, let's get this other engine head cover off. One rusty bolt there. I think if this thing had been in any worse condition, we'd probably be hitting many, many more times the number of rusty bolts, but we've been pretty lucky so far. Oh, come now. And get that off, get the water pump. Get this timing cover off. Can't get those until we get these, so might as well just go ahead and take care of them. Almost done with this side. That side's taken care of. Now working our way down the engine block here. There we go. Now that should be able to come out. Pop you on your side so we can get everything down here. Alright, let's just work our way down the middle here and we'll get all these caps off and the bearings. Alright, hang on. Getting a message here. Oops. I got ahead of myself there. All right. Let's do this first. Right. Like I said, we're keeping those two and the rest we're tossing out. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go sell pretty much everything that's not 100%. I'm gonna build her up one piece at a time. Crankshaft, flywheel, 8 pistons with Conrod, bearing caps, ignition coil, and fuel filter. I think that's everything for the first round. And camshaft, flywheel, got our pistons with connecting rods, steering pump, oil, fuel filter, and alternator. Rest of that is standard parts. Oil filter. Oh. 8 standard piston rings. Might as well go ahead and get and I don't know which oil pan we're gonna need, so we'll hold off on that. Got our camshaft in, got our power steering pump. The ignition coil and the fuel filter in. So get the crankshaft bearings put in. Alright, let's get the rod caps put on. Okay. Anything else we need to put on? Doesn't look like it. So we'll get an oil pan, cam gear, distributor, a couple of engine heads. I think we're gonna need, yeah, we're gonna need clutch plate. I think that's gonna be good for this round. Go. This will give us a nice, boost to horsepower. Clutch plate and distributor. We'll get the rest from the regular shop. This over on its, so it's sitting normal. All right, what we got? I think that's it. Pressure plate, intake manifold. Spark plugs, distributor rotor, exhaust manifold, another exhaust manifold, timing chain. We're gonna need 16 push rods, which will get the rocker arms at the same time. I might go ahead and get the, not just the pressure plate, which I think we already got that on our... Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get the release bearing while we're in the shop. So, saving ourselves a few steps here and there. Okay. Back over here first. So we get the pressure plate. The intake manifold, please. 8 spark plugs. Rotor. Okay, both exhaust manifolds. Okay. So, yeah. Going to need, right. Release bearing. Timing chain. $16 push rods and 16 standard issue rocker arms. The first of the exhaust manifolds on. Right. Spark plugs. There. Now working our way down. one engine head, and then we'll do the same for the other here in a minute. All right. Back over here, do the same for this side. Slowly get this all put back together. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Apparently I wasn't holding the button down long enough. Alright, that's it on that round of parts. Take a look here. And looks like we got most of our stuff we needed. Alright, go order some parts. Distributor cap. Okay, that's a performance part. Head covers are not performance issue, or performance parts rather. The timing covers are standard parts, so yeah, let's just head back over. Oh, right. Knew we were skipping a part. Flip B. 2 of those. And let's get the other head cover on this thing. Excellent. Get the carburetors on next. We're getting there. Just about done with this engine. Okay, crankshaft pulley, water pump, ignition wires, and filter base. Anything else? Don't think so. I'm gonna say at this rate, I think the ignition wires are the only performance part here. We haven't got to the air filter just yet. And we got the pulley, water pump, and filter base. I know the Filter is a performance part, so we'll need to get that first. Yeah. Another belt. Filter cover. Both of these are standard parts. What I think should be the last part. Radiator fan. Back when those were still directly attached to the engine. Double check here, make sure we don't have anything else. Any gray parts that we forgot to put on. Doesn't look like it. Everything looks good. Now she looks like $1,000,000. Alright. Another beautiful V8 engine. Get her put back in the beastie. Everything looks green. No question marks or missing parts. Put that away. Now we get to focus on everything in here. All the old stuff's coming out. Pull everything and then we'll inventory it inside the other window. And we're inventorying it in a sense that, hey, we leveled up. Okay. Let's go here. We're going to mark every bit of this because we're just going to replace it all. Hang on. Actually, let's see if any of this can be fixed. I know the electronic stuff can't be fixed except for the fuse box itself. I saved us a few bucks, you know, a few bucks here and there. The brake servo got repaired, fuse box cover and base, the radiator, yeah, that's fine. We just order the rest. All right, let's go to work. Get all the electrical stuff first. Brand spanking new battery. So that was 3 Type B fuses. 2 fuse Type A's. Heating fuse Type C, just 1. Relay Type A, thank you. Relay Type C, we need 5. Quite a few. And 2 relay Type B's. Come on. Look the right spot. Thank you. Right on. Let's get going. Stick her back in assembly mode. And knock out the fuse box first. So we don't have to fuss with it later. Alright. Brake servos in. Radiators in. Power steering and washer reservoir. Oh, right, battery. Almost forgot. Now, excuse me. Now that we got all that in, we can get the fluids put back in. And then we'll be done with this engine compartment. Yeah, let's sit on the forbidden Gatorade. Joke there. Don't drink this stuff. It's bad for you. Ruin your kidneys, among other things. There's... Oh. Hiding behind the engine. Right. Camera, please. At least this one I could kind of sort of see it. Alright. Could be all the fluids. Except for the fuel, which we'll take care of here in a minute. Alright. Get all this slapped back together here. Everything except the drive shaft. Because we still need to redo the rear suspension. Okay. And let's get rid of both of these. And go order new stuff. The tank is standard. Oh, no, we don't want to use the stock fuel pump. We want to get the performance one. There we go. Now she's got fuel, so theoretically this thing could start up and drive. Well, we're up to 81% parts condition. Is awesome. Right, so we did the body, the interior, the engine, exhaust, the tires and everything. So pretty much all we have left is the front and rear suspension. Typically how we do the restorations in this game, or how I do them anyway. now we're going to tear this suspension apart back here in the rear of the car, and we're going to fix up what we can, replace what we can't. We're going to do the same for the front when we get there. Bushings I know are going to have to be replaced. Those are not a fixable item in this game, much like in real life. Anytime you hear that clunk in your suspension, it's like, could be that, or something as simple as those, but yeah, those aren't something you can just put on a lathe and, you know, fix them up. Nope. You hear that stuff go clunk, it's time for a new most likely, you know, new bushings, but could be something else. Again, I are not a mechanic, so I'm a software engineer, or rather software QA engineer by trade, so speaking of episodic content, I actually still considering, maybe doing, like, there's a simulator game that's been out for quite a while. In fact, I think there's even a sequel to it that's out right now for basically running your own computer shop. You know, people bring their computers in to get fixed, or people want you to build a gaming rig or computer for, you know, whatever purpose they're trying to, you know, fulfill. And I thought about maybe trying that out and see if I could do it, and then if I like it enough, maybe I can use it for future content. Why do I still have that pump? Go away. Still have the fuel tank. Oh, I forgot to get rid of those before. But anyway, so yeah, that's an idea for potential future episodic content on the channel, and it fits along with what we're doing. Simulators, where we have, you know, episodic content where I'm fixing stuff up or building stuff, you know, from scratch. So maybe a portent of the future? Who knows? I'm still looking at maybe doing House Flipper, just starting a brand new run of that. Especially since House Flipper 2 is coming out sometime this year, I think. I got that on my wish list. That's one of the few games I'm going to probably insta-buy this year, even with my current financial situation being what it is. I used to be that way with a lot of games, but like Fallout, the Fallout franchise, I used to be insta-buy. Like, as soon as a new game comes out, man, I was one of those guys that pre-ordered it. I'm like, I'm gonna play the shit out of this. And then Fallout 4 happened. And found out that the game is basically a generic base builder with a Fallout style story painted on top of it. And once I realized that nearly all the DLCs that came out, with the exception of one, were essentially base building expansions, that kind of disillusioned me from... I mean, I'm still going to look at the new one when it comes out, if it comes out sometime before, you know, the second coming. Oh good, we only have a few things to order. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the new Skyrim, or not Skyrim, but the new Elder Scrolls. I knew I was going to screw that up. Car parts. 4 rubber bushings. Small rubber bushings. 2 rear shock absorbers. And a brake drum. Probably one of the shorter shopping lists I've ever had, but like I was saying, though, yeah, the freaking Elder Scrolls is whatever Elder Scrolls 6 is, as long as it's a decent looking game and not just you know, Elder Scrolls Online with a paint job. It wouldn't let me zoom back. There we go. Okay, let's get back over here. Thank you. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a while because, you know, Bethesda wanted to focus on Starfield. Like, as their big next big game is like, okay, you built a franchise with Fallout series games and Elder Scrolls, and rather than trying to expand the universe of any of that, like, all right, we're gonna just, you know, make a whole new space game that is in an already crowded, you know, genre. But sure, okay, go for it. I mean, I'll still check it out, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's definitely not gonna be like an insta buy. Never mind the fact that I've got an ancient PC, although I could run it on my gaming laptop, which we're not currently playing this game here on because I haven't gotten around to trying to set it up for streaming just yet. That's on me, though. I do have a system that can play it. I do have a system that can even just barely... I do even barely play Star Citizen. But, I don't know. All kinds of different directions I can go with gaming. But I'm pretty much just sticking to games like this where they're simulators, sandbox games, and at least for YouTube anyway, stuff that can be cut up easily into episodes. That's everything out of our inventory. And that looks like one freshly rebuilt rear suspension. Very nice. Honestly, I would just love to see somebody. I know there's been some indie devs that have been trying to do this with like game mods and stuff, but I would love to see like Fallout 1, basically the pre-Bethesda Fallouts made in the modern game engine that they used for like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. I think it would, you know, as long as they kept to the original source material and didn't try to go too far off the map with it, I think they'd be okay. I know there's one, I think it's coming out using the Fallout 4 version of the game engine, but it has a lot of the, say either Fallout 1, I think it's Fallout 1 locations. I have to go back and double check. It looks promising. But who knows when they're going to release. It's kind of like, you know, right now we're kind of sitting there, we're all collectively sitting there and waiting for, at least I am anyway, for Fallout London to come out. They could, like Bethesda, if they'd have done something like that, or even Obsidian would have come back and said, hey, let's make a Fallout game, but make it outside the US. I mean, yes, the series has been always US centric, but you gotta realize there was still the rest of the world there when the world ended. You know, for lack of a better way of describing it. It wasn't just the United States that got, you know, nuked back to a very early age, so to speak. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Fallout London when it comes out. I watched that one gameplay video they released, it was like months ago, and it it looks damn good. I look at that in terms of like quality, kind of like how the guys with Black Mesa were doing their thing back before the team got hired by Valve. I mean, it's just, you look at that stuff and it's just like, why don't they hire these guys? In fact, I think one of the guys from Fallout London actually did get hired by Bethesda, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If I am sorry, but I thought I remember hearing something about that, or rather reading something about that. Oh, whoop, almost forgot. I don't want to take the good one apart, just the bad one. There we go. I just come into focus mode while doing this. Okay, let's see where we ended up. I don't know if we can... I don't know if this is going to be worth doing or not. I kind of ignored this machine until now, but... all that glorious brake dust. It's one of those ones, like, I bought it during when I was doing the expansion for the shop, and then I promptly used it once and said woohoo, and then completely ignored this thing. Did that actually help? Hey, it did. Hot damn. Yeah, we're gonna use that from now on. That's just the repair table. I keep forgetting there's like, they put the repair tables all along here, not just on that one side like I've been doing. Well, that helped out quite a bit actually. Let's order some parts. Okay, so now that we got that, we can go ahead and sell off what we don't want. And go here and order a bunch of stuff. A couple of brake pads. 8 rubber bushings. Because remember, we bought 4 earlier. So otherwise we would need 12. Bearing. Sway bar. Both outer tie rods. Shock absorber. In link. Go. 1 cap. Another cap. Both inner tie rods. And a front spring to round things off. Alrighty. Alright, let's start slapping this back together, shall we? Always want to make sure you get these bushings in before you do the rest of it. That way you don't have to worry about those afterwards. Focus on this side. Here, let me check something real quick here. Hang on. Then we're just gonna slap this all together. Inner tie rod, outer tie rod. There we go. Brakes put back on. Alright, let's get this other side put together. Okay. Bearing in there, get the cap installed. Get our tire slap back on here, and we should be. Check inventory. Inventory is empty. Let's check the car, and it's at 100% all across the board. We did it. We did it. Excuse me. Tickle in the back of my throat there. Right, let's get this over to alignment. That is way off. So is this, for that matter. Okie dokie. They're sitting out front. We're gonna get some screenshots. That's a very pretty car. Alright, that front shot's gonna end up being the thumbnail. Because it's just that good. One last thing I want to do, though. Take her over the speed track. See how fast she can go. And then we'll come back and do the dyno. Normally I do the dyno first, but it doesn't matter. Not like we're going to break anything. Very solid start. Yeah. 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 150. Maybe go 160. 162. Dude, this car handles really well. I'm not even joking. He handles very well. Very impressed. I mean, even recovering from that accident, you know, bouncing against the end of the track there. I mean, it was nothing to get this thing back under control. It's just a nice, tight little car. Alright. One thing I forgot to do, which was the dyno shop. So I'm curious to see what the numbers are. Yes, I want to proceed. So 306 horsepower, 397 pound-feet of torque from the factory. Let's see where she ends up. .516 for a gain of 211 horsepower and 656 pound-feet of torque, so a gain of 259 respectively. So about a 69% increase in horsepower, 66% increase in torque. Overall, not too shabby. I definitely won't want to keep this in mind in case I want to go out on the racetrack. Because I bet you this car, even with an idiot like me driving it, would probably do well. Alright, let's get you back out front. Okay, so we've successfully restored it. We did the dyno, we did the speed track. Looking like $1 million. Let's see what she actually has in terms of value. Like I said, this was an auction car, not in the best of shape, but yeah. Bought it for $19,500. You could see the condition bonus and the parts values and other things that contributed to the overall value of the car. For a profit of about $76,000. Overall, we're selling it for $95,800. Pretty dang good, considering. So yeah, I need to start making some of my money back, especially if we're going to be working on the Pagani cars, because the parts, I imagine, are going to be expensive. So we may fix one of these up in the future if we end up doing drag racing episodes, which may or may not happen. If they do happen, they're going to be a long ways away. So, anywho, yeah. Let's get things moved around here. So we're going to work on this one first. So let's move you there. This is the one that's in like the 60-70% condition. So that one's going to be basically just breathed, done, and repainted. This one is going to need a bit more work. I did clean it from the last time you guys saw it. Let's put you in bay 2. So yeah, Gani number 1, the Boyara Tempesta, and then you got just the standard version, I guess. And then you've got this little number, which again, oh, again, this one was hard to find, and it's hovering around 70 to 80% covered condition rather. So that way it's on deck. I kind of rotate things out, so I use Bay 1 for the episodes, Bay 2 for the next thing on the list, and then basically overflows out here. So if you haven't figured that out by now, there you go. So yeah, next 3 episodes are going to be very interesting. You're going to have some very expensive cars to fix up. 2 of them are not going to require a huge amount of work, mostly just fixing up existing parts and then maybe putting better performance parts in the engine. And then, of course, we got the bluish purple one over here that's going to require a ton of work to make it happen. But I have faith, though. We're going to make some serious cash with these because it paid a king's ransom for all 3 of these cars because Italian sports car, it's going to be expensive. But with that, hope to see you guys in the future episodes. These are going to be some good content for you guys in the near future. Try to get out as best as I can. I've been doing 1 episode about every few days. I've been having to scale back a little bit to try to do, life things. So appreciate everybody watching. You hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't have to, but hey, it'd be great if you did. And with that, I will see you in the next video.